Why is Khalid ibn al-Waleed referred to as the sword of Allah?
So it's again, all of that is based on Khabar al-Ahad. So if you remember this Battle of Tabuk, so the source of Battle of Tabuk, so there are the reason of the Battle of Tabuk, historians mention quite several of them. One of them is, so they mention two main reasons, only two. The first reason, which I actually believe to be right, if you remember Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he has sent several ambassadors to different countries, to different emperors and kings. So he has sent to Najashi, to Muqawqis of Egypt, and Najashi of Abyssinia, and Kisra of Persia, and one of them was to the Caesar. Okay, he sent 2 or 3 to different Caesars. The main Caesar, which was Qaisar Constantinus, okay, so he was in Istanbul, in Constantinople of that time. And beside that, Prophet ﷺ has sent to some other Caesar, which was the Caesar of Sham, Syria, who used to live in Damascus. Okay, so anyway, so the second one was killed. Okay, and also if you go back to some of the narrations, it said that the ambassador which was sent to the Manazira of Iraq, so he is the one who was killed. Okay, so killing the ambassadors is actually international offense. Am I right? So for example, let's suppose that now ambassador of Australia will be killed in Saudi, for example, deliberately by officials, by the governor. How Australia will react to it? Because it is international offense. Am I right? Yeah, so because ambassadors, they have protection, international protection, and no one is allowed to touch them. Okay, but what about if he's bringing offensive message? So the message is coming from the king and not from the ambassador. Ambassador is no one except, you can say, postman, and postman is not responsible what is written in the letter. Okay, so even now in the Constitution, UN Constitution, the ambassadors are untouchable. Okay, by anyone. Okay, so anyway, so the ambassador of the Prophet Muhammad that was sent to the Caesar was killed, or to the Manadir, one of them two, was killed. And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ asked a penalty for refunding. And Prophet Muhammad did ask for official apologies from the Caesar. Because by that time, Muslims in that time, they were in the vast majority of the Arabian Peninsula, so they had a strength. Okay, so they became a big country, big kingdom. So Prophet Muhammad did ask for 2 things: apologies and explanation why it happened, and he asked for some refunding. For example, if it was error, so he asked the king to, you can say, punish, okay, or to, you can say, apply some certain penalty and punishment to the one who oppressed the ambassador, and some certain refunding, etc. As you can say, excuse, as showing an excuse. But they reacted really badly, so they insulted, etc. So they did not give whatever was requested from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as Muslim, you can say, kingdom. So that was one reason, which is shown from one of the historians. Okay, and I think that was the reason. And the second reason is, some of the Muslim historians say, and that's the most popular, okay, but Allah knows how authentic is it, they say that the people, so the Caesar of Sham was quite oppressive person. Okay, so they say that the citizens, when kingdom of Muslims were growing and becoming strong, so they got a lot of like good, you can say, things, they've heard a lot of good things about it, like justice and many other things. So they asked Muslims to help to set up a justice in Sham also, because their Caesar used to oppress them. Okay, killing them for no reason, taking their houses for no reason. So that's how the citizens, they are the ones who did ask for Muslims to come to help them to set up justice. So that are the 2 reasons shown.
Okay, thank you. Why is Khalid ibn al-Walid referred to as the sword of Allah?
Yeah, so it was the Khalid ibn Walid was appointed, like this title was given officially in this battle of Tabuk. So in the previous segment of our show, we spoke about the reason why this battle happened, okay, between Caesar and Muslims. Practically nothing happened. You know, when they went, nothing happened in the Tabuk, in the first one. Okay, but when Rasulullah came back, so then actual battle happened. Okay, they call it the Battle of Mu'tah. Okay, so which happened by exactly the same reason. When Prophet went there, so the army of the Caesar didn't come, so Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came back. Okay, and after that, the army of Caesar, they started doing a lot of wrong things, even inside of the kingdom of Muslims. Okay, so Prophet Muhammad ﷺ sent this group, army of Muslims, and this battle is called Mu'tah. So Prophet Muhammad appointed four of the leaders. Okay, so Ja'far ibn Abdullah, Ja'far al-Tayyar, and Zayd ibn al-Haritha, and Khalid ibn Waleed, and Abdullah ibn Rawaha. So the last one was Khalid ibn Waleed. So Prophet Muhammad, before army going, so he said, Ja'far, his cousin, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, is the leader of the army. If he will be killed, so then Zayd ibn Haritha. And if Zayd will be killed, so then Abdullah ibn Rawaha. Okay, and if Abdullah bin Rawaha will be killed, so then it's going to be Khalid ibn Walid. So Prophet appointed them. And there was some of the rabbis, Jewish rabbis. So Jewish rabbis said, before this army going, so he asked the Muslims, what your Prophet said. So they said, yeah, he appointed 4 leaders, and it was strange for us. So this rabbi said, because rabbi had good knowledge of the Gospels. Okay, he had good knowledge of Abrahamic religion. So he said, normally when prophets appoint 4 leaders, he is predicting that all of them will be killed one after the other except the last one. And it exactly happened as this rabbi gave interpretation. So Prophet did that because of this reason. So anyway, so Prophet started when they reached, this army reached to the battlefield, they started fighting. And the battlefield was in contemporary border between Jordan and Saudi. Okay, so in the battlefield, the leaders of the army being killed one after the other, as Prophet said. Ja'far was killed, and after that, Zayd took the flag and he became the, and that's how. And Prophet ﷺ, one after the other, he started explaining that right now Ja'far is killed, and then he said right now Zayd is killed, right now Ibn Rawaha is killed, as well as then after the last one, third one, Prophet said now one of the swords of God picked up the flag, and God is going to give some good by him. Okay, so then when Khalid ibn Walid was given this title. And before that, Khalid ibn Walid, even in the time of Jahiliyyah, he was very well known, you can say, commander, very great, glorious warrior. Okay, and even in the battle of Uhud, if you know, the battle which happened between pagans and the Muslims of Medina, so Muslims were destroyed in that battlefield because of the strategy of Khalid ibn Walid, because Khalid ibn Walid was in the side of the pagans. Okay, so he is the one who made this strategy to attack on the Muslim army from their back, from the behind, and he actually gave really big damage to the Muslim army. Means he had this strong, you can say, knowledge of the battle even in the time of Jahiliyyah, in pre-Islamic time. Okay, so all of that made the Prophet ﷺ to give him this title, which is Sword of God. Okay, but actually, officially, it's given to him in the Battle of Mu'tah, which was as a consequence to the Battle of Tabuk, which we spoke about.
Okay, thank you.